so much for joining me for my preview of the 2019 new Clemson defensive line. Yeah, the defensive line. Kind of a big deal. Hey, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. You're like, why you tell me to subscribe? You don't tell me what to do. I'm American. I pay taxes. I vote. Go create, if you listen to me, if you're confused right now, what that means, hit that subscribe button. It won't let me. That means you don't have a Gmail account. Go join the other 90 billion people who lives on this flipping earth and get a Gmail account. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. It lets you know, it notifies you when I am on here. I got a bunch of people saying May there to me, TJ Lee, Lord, I hadn't seen you. Lord, last time I seen you, you were so little when you farted, it whistled. Lord, it's good to see TJ Lee on here. A bunch of you go Washington Huskies. Good to see you on here. May there. Out there in Seattle, Washington. And let me tell you, he sent me some pictures of his seats there at Washington Stadium. And it's actually under the covering. So when it snows, he can watch it. It's awesome. Cheeky Beaky's on here. It says Roll Tide. SEC football tubes on here. Lord, I got more people in here saying hey to me than if I was riding through a pageant and all them women are just going, look for me. Aren't I pretty? Not really. Too much makeup. Too much silicone, if you know what I mean. Lord, I just want to tell you before I jump right in this, I'm going to do it. Don't push me. I might fall down, break my neck. Tonight is the very first night that Bobby Dirkens has opened up, wait for it, Super Chat. Thomas Nolte says, May there from Mooresville, North Carolina. Well, May there from Clemson area, South Carolina. So, somebody asked me last night, said, hey, Bob Dirkens, where's your Super Chat? Lord, I looked down and thought my pants wasn't on me. I was like, Lord, I didn't want them to see the pride of Bobby. Get you banned from YouTube. Get letters from women. No, and then I figured out what they're talking about. I have not had a Super Chat so far, but tonight I do. So, listen to me. I ain't pawning for money. Maybe I am. But if the Lord ever spoke to your heart, and you're sitting there, you're like, Lord, you know what? I got $1. I'd like to give it to a good cause. I'd like to suggest a good cause. Lean in real close. Here's the cause. Right here. No, I appreciate any donation. It does help me. I do spend time away from the family every now and again. I hear them down there, they're wrestling, sound like a bunch of bobcats on cocaine. I have to step away. My wife coming there crying. I'm like, I entertain the masses, honey. Got, I think that was James Stout. Lord, forgive me if I missed you right there. James Stout on here. Live from Columbia. We'll all be praying for you. We know you're in the armpit of hell down there. We'll be praying for you. Glad you're on here. Nobody, no matter what. Oh, Lord, I just got a $5 donation. Lord, I can buy beer this week. Praise your name. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Washington Huskies, for $5. Oh, Lord, I was trying to figure out how I was going to afford that entire 3 kegs of beer, and you just helped me out. The Lord blesses. He does. Amen. He does. Amen. Okay, listen to me. Thank you, Washington Huskies, for the $5 donation. Appreciate it. And he's one of my first subscribers. He's showing out. He's showing out tonight. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. If I can get about 100 more matches to that, we'll be in good shape tonight. Now let's talk about the defensive line. Let's be honest with ourselves. When you think about Clemson football, especially last year, there's so much you could think about. You could think about the smile, the gleam, but the intensity of Dabo Swinney. You can think about the golden hair of Trevor Lawrence. You can talk about the power of Travis Etienne and how he was a last-minute recruit who has not only taken over Clemson, but he's taken over the scene of college football. We could talk about the likes of Justin Ross, who came out of Alabama to come to Clemson only to embarrass Alabama and any team who decided to come against him and play him. T. Higgins, who was literally in the shadows of Rocky Top. And what did he do? Come to Clemson. Amari Rodgers comes to Clemson. We could talk about the line. We could talk about the workhorses of the offensive line. We could talk about all these great players. We could talk about Hunter Renfrow, who's now in the big leagues. But we know about that defensive line. I think the smoke cleared. We realized that the best defensive line that maybe ever played college football, not just at Clemson, not just for these boys, was at Clemson. Not because I pulled for them when they were 3-8 in 1998, but because they were and are who they were. I'm going to be honest. We called him Cleveland. If anybody sits here and says, well, I knew his last name was Farrell. No, we didn't. We called him Cleveland Farrell for years. Then his last year, he's becoming a bigger recruit. We called him Farrell because we found out that's what you're supposed to call him. And that's being honest. Bryant, Dexter Lawrence, Christian Wilkins. Albert Huggins. A guy who didn't say, you know, I could get more snaps if I go to, I don't know, South Carolina. Maybe I can go to South Carolina. Oh, maybe Kansas will take me. I'll be a big deal out in Kansas. Kenny Stowe says he's new. Welcome, Kenny. Don't smoke in my house. Wipe your feet before you come in the house. But you're welcome here. Don't try to kiss my wife. I'll hit you. But glad you're here. The truth is that was an amazing football player who was willing to sit behind everybody else. And last I checked, he made it to the big leagues, right? He did. They're gone. And the big question that everybody who was questioning Clemson, the preseason #1 ranking, which I'm not always into preseason rankings because between you and I, too many times teams like, I don't know, Michigan gets shoved down our throat and we have to live with it until Michigan goes out and they lay the golden turd and they're done. And everybody's like, well, I thought they were going to be good. You thought that for the past 4 years. You're wrong. If that's your type of thinking, you need to get a new brain cycle or something. The truth is, we know we lost what we lost. Who do we have coming back? Like the #1 defensive player in the country out of high school, Xavier Thomas. Oh, you know, that guy who came around the corner there against Syracuse and knocked Dungy's spleen slap out of him. Yeah, that guy. That was a missed block. You know why it was a missed block? Because he blew off the line so fast and so hard. Offensive lineman. That tackle had no chance. Go back and watch that play from Dungy's side. You see the offensive lineman come up and he's swatting. He comes up so quick. It's not that he didn't know he was there. It's one thing to miss a tackle, miss a block. It's another thing for a guy to run past you faster than you can breathe. That's who we have coming back. Got my notes here. Coming back for us, Justin Foster. Justin Foster is a junior, 6'2", 260, probably about 275 now. Got very powerful. Everybody thought KJ Henry was going to actually take the other end. KJ Henry, we'll get to that in just a second. He's a 5-star out of North Carolina. We're not going to knock him. I'm not going to sit here and listen to anybody go, he hadn't developed. Listen, some people develop better than others right off the bat. But just because they don't develop in their freshman and sophomore years doesn't mean they're not good talent. So quit playing that game. Oh, he hadn't produced for us. Most of us on here hadn't produced like we probably should have. We should leave alone a kid who was producing out of high school. Okay? I'm serious. I'm hard on people. I'm hard on me. But I'm serious. Let's chill out. Proving the intensity and the power of Justin Foster. He's on the other end. Next, Niles Pinckney. Well, the whole situation, I know everybody's like, Clemson fans don't want. I'll talk about it, the O-string thing. I don't know what went on, yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to tell you right now, if the majority of the team was on PEDs, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. And I'll even say this about baseball players. Just because you go and you steroid up, make your nuts smaller, that doesn't mean you have good eye-hand coordination to hit a baseball. I know that's not what you want to hear. And I'm not taking up for anything. But I'm just telling you, just because you go and you get steroids and you say, if I went and took steroids for the next 6 months between me and you, listen to me. If I steroid up for the next year, it does not make me a great athlete. I'm strong, it does not make me a great athlete. So first of all, that doesn't make you a great athlete. And second of all, if the majority of the team was on PEDs, they'd have been caught by now. But don't you know, you dumb redneck moron? Don't you know that Osterine has a 24-hour shelf life and it can be in and out of your system like that? More would have been caught. Out of 85 guys, 90 guys, people talk. Girlfriends can't help but talk. You know, one of them would have told on somebody, especially when they broke up. I'll get you on in your career. I don't know what the deal is. I'm just telling you. Real quick, Lou Patton's in here. May there to you there in Texas A&M country. We got a big game coming up, Diggin. We got a big game coming up. We're looking forward to it. I would try to go to the game, but unfortunately, I'd have to sell my house and one of my children to get a ticket to the game. My point is this. Dexter Lawrence is an incredible football player. He was massive. He was huge. Albert Huggins come in and took his place. Niles Pinckney, who will be here. And both those other guys are gone. Melissa May's here. Melissa, good to see you. Good to see you. Niles Pinckney, he's here now, taking the place. This guy he's 6'1", 300 plus pounds. He can move. We all remember one of the worst fake field goals I've ever seen in my entire life. Even Clemson knew it was going, they still ran it. They should have called a timeout. Will Rick's here. Good to see you, buddy. But Niles Pinckney was the one who wrapped up the holder. Just come out of nowhere. You thought the other guys were going to come out of nowhere. He goes, boom, nailed him. Xavier Kelly, this guy, he's a junior. Here's the thing, and I want to stop right here. I want to stop right here and say this. Do you notice something about these guys who's taken our amazing line's place? First of all, they have played a lot. Clemson blew out so many people. These guys played a lot. These guys played in the national championship game. These guys played against Notre Dame. You hear me? It wasn't like they saw play against the Red Hat Ladies and the School of the Deaf and Blind. They saw action against every team they played. Every team Clemson played, these boys saw, in a lot of games, significant action. Jesse Scott says he's surrounded by little USC, but standing tall for the Tigers. We're praying for you. Got all those chickens running around. You know, chickens dookie everywhere. And they'll turn around and eat it. That's a perfect name for the Gamecocks. We're praying for you. I know they're down there celebrating their women's basketball championship. They're very proud of it. Very quick to tell us how many championships have you won. Only in the sport that really counts, football. Have you noticed something about this line? And I'm going to get right to it and then I'm going to go. Here's the deal. Notice something about this line? They're all like juniors. Majority of them are juniors. It's not like they're bringing in some kid right out of high school. Majority of them is juniors. looking at, let me see, let me find his name. There's so many of them. Logan Rudolph. Mason Rudolph's brother. You remember Mason Rudolph. He's quarterback a couple of years ago at Oklahoma State. Played for Mike Gundy's hair. He's from here in the upstate of South Carolina, right around Charlotte, the Rock Hill area. Okay? Logan Rudolph is a sophomore. Okay, I get it. He's a sophomore, but he saw a lot of action. Then we got freshmen coming in like Rick O'Rourke. I'm not making fun of his name. I really don't know how to say it. That is, listen to me. Listen to me right now. Lou Patton said, I'm afraid the Aggies are going to have a tough time running against y'all. Bowser Nation's in here. Good to see you, buddy. And I'm going to go ahead and put down my notes, and then I'm going to close this thing down. Notre Dame dude, 1988. God bless you. I actually don't live too far from where Tony Rice played football at Woodruff High School. Is Clemson's defensive line going to be as good as it was last year? No. Y'all are losing everything. Not losing a thing. I'm going to stop right here. Lindsay Bell says, thanks, Bobby, for making me laugh after I've lost my grandmother today. We're sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Really. I'm really, really sorry about that. And we hope you get feeling better. And nothing I do can replace what she did for you. But we're praying for you. Hope you get feeling better. We really do. We're pulling for you. We're pulling for you. And we hope everything's good. You keep coming back here. I'll make you laugh so hard you'll pee and ruin a good comfort seat. But we're praying for you. I'm sorry about that loss. Garrett Sanders is in the house of Smallville. Just super chatted me $20. Lord, I tell you right now, I'm going to buy me a brewery by the end of this thing. I'm going to have Bobby's beer. It's going to have my goofy face on the front holding up a beer. I'm going to put Budweiser out of business. You heard it here first. Thank you, Garrett Sanders. Garrett Sanders, let me tell you right now, me and Garrett have got to get together. I looked for you on Twitter yesterday, Garrett. Y'all forgive me real quick. What just happened here? I looked for you on Twitter yesterday, and I did not see what you were telling me. I looked for you. So get back on there and find me, because you know where I'm at. Maybe I missed it. I don't know how I missed it. We're supposed to get together. Garrett Sanders knows how to pick football regular season. He has a formula. He won't tell me what it is. I don't want to know. I'm afraid CIA would show up here and cut my balls off or something, throw them away, use them for chicken feed. Oh, God, they could end up in Colombia. My buddy out there in Texas A&Mville, he wanted to know how you could send beer. Lord, I'll come get it. I love beer. See, TJ Lee's on here. It looks like he's flirting with someone. Melissa May, I don't know what she's doing. Lord, anything can happen on here on the Bobby Dirkens side. Lord, one night on one of my shows, it was so powerful, 2 were saved, 1 was baptized, and 1 of them decided to go into selling pot. That's how powerful I am. Let me go back to the defensive line and I'm done with this. Although I should stay on here because it seems like I'm making good money. TJ Lee, I'm just picking at you. Lord, if I was there, I'd just rub a knot in your head. Lou Patton says, I'm 68 and finally get to see the Aggies play Bama. Lord, did you have to sell all your major organs? I'm worried about you. Whew. You might have to go down there in South America and get you some new organs, replace them one you had to sell. See, that'd be a big game. BVD is in the house. The sainted BVD is in the house. BVD is here. I saw Mr. Hairlong. I think I said that long. Lord, forgive me if I didn't. Don't be fickle. That's a new word I use. People, what's so funny is when you say something in my accent and then you use a word like fickle. It freaks them out. BVD says, I've lost my sainthood. The Lord would take you back. Lee Patton says, people love veterans. I do. My grandfather was a veteran. My uncle's a veteran. One of them fought in Vietnam. Other one, he didn't get sent over to World War II, but he got drafted. He was fortunate. But I have a lot of respect for veterans. Got a bunch of family who was in the service. Somebody just asked me a question. Lord knows I forgot it. Ron Dye's on here. Good to see you. Thumbs up to you too. You know, if you're in another country and you give a thumbs up, that's a bad thing. Just found that out. Okay, so here, let's talk about the defensive line. I got to shut up. I got to go take a dump, too. Whew, Lord, I tell you, that food was good, but it's running through me like a marathon. So, we know that we lost what we lost on the defensive line. There's no making that up. You don't just show up and get that back just any time. That's one of the greatest of all times. So if you're sitting here and you're looking at me and you're going, look what you lost, you can't get back that stuff. Okay, I get it. Here's the deal. If you watched my video last night, and shame on you if you didn't do it, unless you were going through something really bad, Lord be with you. So, after this, go watch my video last night, then come back on here and super chat $100. But no, seriously, I talked about the power of the coaching staff. The staff. Not Sweeney, the staff. And I talked about how I know somebody who personally knows Dabo Sweeney, and he'll tell you he's not the best play caller in the world. He's not the best X's and O's guys. But he knows how to hire the right people. You know why? That's what a good leader does. It's not about him. It's about the organization. That's what makes him a great leader. And they recruited the right players in. They were very picky about who they recruited in. If you go and you look at who Alabama offers and Ohio State offers and Oklahoma offers and Georgia offers, the numbers are just massive as to where Clemson, it's an honor to be offered by Clemson. And I'm not knocking the other schools. It's the thing of we have a particular person we want at Clemson. We have a particular person with a mindset we want at Clemson because we have a particular culture at Clemson. That's why we recruit only a certain amount, but that's why we graduate players left and right. A lot of them with a decent amount of them with MBAs, master's degrees. But I want you to hear this, and this is where we're really closing down. Those head coaches were looking down the road and you said, you know what? We couldn't believe it when we got Dexter Lawrence. We couldn't believe when we got Christian Wilkins. Melissa, have a good night. You come back anytime. Lord be with you. Hey, we know Furl. We just figured out his name, last name. He was incredible. He's gone. We know he's going to be gone. We know Dexter Lawrence. He'll be gone. We know Austin Bryant. He'll be gone. That's why they call it recruiting. They recruited these players in who are talented. In fact, extremely high-rated players. And they got to study right up under that line. And though that does not make them that line, listen to me right now. Iron sharpens iron, baby. You round greatness, it begins to rub off. Real McCoy says, Bobby, welcome back. Kill him, cat. BBD asked a question. If you lose your sainthood, you're no longer a New Orleans Saints. If you're a New Orleans Saints, and I mean this with the most Christian sense I possibly can, you never were a Saint. On the offensive line, somebody just asked, I think we're returning like 3 or 4. And the ones that are filling in saw significant play time because Clemson blew out everybody. When everybody takes a shot, oh, you playing ACC, you're so horrible. Ask Notre Dame and Alabama. And I'm not saying that towards you, but just ask Notre Dame and Alabama how easy we are. Beat the piss out of them. In fact, Notre Dame played us better than them. But I'm saying this, those players were around that culture. They were around those great players. They've been around these coaches. And guess what happens? It rubs off. Because instead of having to get on YouTube and look up what's the proper way to do this, or play football in that way, or do this, that, and the other. Instead of going and paying a lot of money to go to some coaching guru to teach you the right techniques, all you have to do is walk up to your teammate and go, hey, Christian Wilkins, what do you see when you line up? Hey, Austin Bryant, when you line up there, what are you looking for? Hey, Cleveland Furl, how do you know what the guard or the tackle is going to do? What do you look for in their stance? What do you listen for in the quarterback cadence? Iron sharpens iron, baby. You sit down, you pissy pants, get mad at me and tell me I'm a dumb redneck who possibly kissed my cousin, and I'll tell you right now, she was my third cousin, and the Bible says that's okay, and she was hot. Her daddy, my uncle, ruined it all. But I'm still right about football. All right, I'm going to lock it down. Our boys this year are going to be doggone good. I appreciate the super chats here tonight. Garrett Sanders, he super chatted it. We got Washington Huskies. He did man, he come in here. He gave me my very first super chat of all time. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all doing that. I'm about to go. If you know anybody who is depressed, maybe life sucks, turn them on my videos. They'll be healed and delivered. I'm running a ministry here, too. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Remember, I'm Bobby Dirkens. You keep showing up, good Lord knows. I'm going to keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.